In World War II, sometimes the most powerful weapon was imagination. The Ghost Army, how the U.S. faked an entire army, eyes-only history. During World War II, the United States built an army that never existed. No real tanks, no real divisions, no real soldiers on the front lines, yet the enemy believed it completely. This was not a myth. It was called the Ghost Army. In 1944, as Allied forces prepared to push deeper into Europe, American commanders faced a deadly problem. They needed to convince German intelligence that massive troop movements were happening in places where, in reality, there was almost nothing. A direct confrontation would cost tens of thousands of lives. So the United States chose deception. The Ghost Army was officially known as the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops. It was a unit unlike any other in the U.S. Army. Its soldiers were not chosen for marksmanship or combat experience. They were artists, designers, sound engineers, radio specialists, men recruited from art schools, advertising agencies, and film studios. Their mission was simple in concept and terrifying in execution. Create the illusion of an entire army. They used inflatable tanks that looked real from the air, inflatable trucks, inflatable artillery, even inflatable airplanes. From a distance, German reconnaissance pilots saw what appeared to be a massive military buildup. On the ground, sound engineers played recordings of armored divisions moving, engines roaring, soldiers shouting. These sounds could be heard miles away. To German observers, it was undeniable. An army was coming. But visual illusions alone were not enough. Radio operators transmitted fake messages, mimicking the communication patterns of real combat units. They copied the habits, mistakes, and timing of genuine radio traffic. German intelligence intercepted these messages and analyzed them carefully. Everything matched. Everything felt authentic. In one operation after another, the Ghost Army positioned itself just behind the front lines. They set up fake camps. They moved inflatable tanks at night. They deliberately allowed themselves to be seen by civilians, knowing word would spread. Sometimes they even wore unit patches of divisions that did not exist. The goal was not to fight. The goal was to be noticed. The results were extraordinary. German commanders repositioned real divisions to counter threats that were entirely imaginary. They delayed reinforcements. They guarded empty roads. They defended towns no one planned to attack. Every hour they waited was an hour Allied forces advanced elsewhere. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of the Ghost Army was its secrecy. Its soldiers operated close enough to the front to be in real danger. If captured, their mission would be impossible to explain. They carried no heavy weapons. Their defense was deception, and it worked. By the end of the war, the Ghost Army had participated in more than 20 deception operations. Historians estimate their work saved tens of thousands of Allied lives. Yet when the war ended, they returned home in silence. Their mission remained classified for decades. No parades, no headlines, no public recognition. Only years later did the truth emerge that one of the most effective American units of World War II had never fired a shot. They fought with illusion, with sound, with light, with imagination. Wars are not won only with weapons. They are won with perception. And sometimes the most powerful army on the battlefield is the one the enemy can see, but does not truly understand. Wars are won in silence. Eyes only history.